うるせえなこれゲームゲーム音がでけえ。音どうかなこれ。音小さいかこれ。一旦やるか。音大きかったり小さかったりしたら教えてください。ちょっとわかんない。おお、昔のパソコン。検索ワード殺人。何これ、もうなんかすんの？あ、もうなんかできる。
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help? Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder? I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
こんばんは。今のところ大丈夫そう。オッケー。ちょっと待ってくれ。オーバーレイいらんな絶対。オーバーレイが合ってなさすぎるなこれ。ちょっと待って。全画面にするわ。オッケー。オッケーオッケー。でちょっと待って、これはもう始まってんのか、ちゃんと。おゲームオーバーこれもしして。負けたんだけど。負けたおかしいか。びっくりした。いや、閉じてなんかこれやんのかと思ったら終わったんだけど。セッションに保存とか と待って、もう一回見よう。
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
うん。なるほど。
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
サイモンがやられたと。いや、ここで開き直ってるんだよな。
Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
うん。ここでなんか、あ、いけるわ。うわ、めっちゃ出てきた。52個。アクセスでき、最初から5番目。めっちゃ、こうやってなんか、あれか、バードを。
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
うん。まあ、サイモンはアート系の仕事をしていると。
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
ちょっと待って、これ覚えれるかな。めっちゃ登場シリーズ出てこないこれ。
Yes, there's an abstract one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. You know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
うん。
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident.
うんうん。
So what do we do next?
何かに巻き込まれたと。
Thanks. Please find Simon. I love him so much.
恋人かな。恋人っていうかカップルっぽいよね。
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
なんかあれかな。ね、登場人物覚えられないよね。なんかサイモンが酔って、なんかこのヘレンって子に絡んで浮気だっつってぶっ殺したのか。ちょっと待って、ヘレン。
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes girls.
うんうん。ブロンドの女が好き。こんばんは。はい、こんばんは。ちょっと待って、これさ、多分さっきのやつだよね。ちょっとセッションに保存しとこう。登場人物。なんで最初の殺人のやつ見るか。 あれこんな少なかったっけ？こんなもんか。
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
6月27日でしょ。こんばんは。この時はまあなんか信じられないみたいな、彼が殺されたのは信じられないみたいなね。で4
Yeah,
日後、
that's me. But February, and that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
私だけど関係ない。
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now.
で急になんか開き直るんだよね。
You have no murder weapon.
証拠ないか
You
ら。
have nothing.
そうなんだよな、時系列マジでやべえこれ。
Stories we can tell each other. Just that. Stories.
うんうんうん。あ、ここはまあ良さそうだな。とりあえずサイモン。サイモンのこれなんだっけ、なんか前半2つ。
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows.
アーンストブラザーズね。
Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful.
サイモン・スミスって言った今。名字でしょ。ちょっと待って、家族スミス出てきた。
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H.
花。
It's Pandre. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite
あ、いいいい。
Sorry.
じゃあそういうユーモアは
Smith,
いいよ。
31
日常
Gladstone
小説。
Street.
これなんかあれかな、妹とかかな。
Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
え、なんかおかしいよねこれ。あ、いや、この人がハナ・スミスで、もう夫婦ってことか、カップルとかじゃなくて、そういうこと？でこれあれか、嘘発見器みたいなやつか
My
な。
name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
あ、しまった。でもしまったっておかしいよな。
My name is Hannah.
あ、My name is っつってるわ。
H-N-N-A-H. It's Pandre.
あ、これ自分の名前だわ。
It
そういう
reads
こ
the
と
same
ね。
backwards as forwards.
なるほど。まあとりあえずこの人の名前が分かった。ちょっと待って、え、イブ。なんか裏ではちょっとあれだね。イブ。
Across the road, where my parents first lived
あ、
there,
また
was a
登
midwife
場人物の名前が。
When Hannah was born, I was born.
え、花じゃないの？
The midwife was there to
双子
help.
もしかしてこれ。
I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
今なんか一瞬なんか今映んなかった？今一瞬なんかさ、画面に映んなかった？人の影っていうか。何双子？双子ってこと？別人物もしかして？ちょっと待って、とりあえず見よう。
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. It was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
ほら、何怖いんだけど。ちょっと待って、とりあえずなんかイブって出てきたよね。
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
高嶺の花的なね。
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater.
怖っ。サイコパスじゃん。
There's no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach. And I held her head under, and I kept it up. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
やばいけどね、友達。
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pitched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station.
やばやばいやつじゃんこいつ。絶対イブから嫌われてんじゃん。ダメだよ。
My mother called me Eve.
母は私をイブと呼んだ。そういやここに検索履歴あったわ。これ活用しないとな。ちょっととりあえず花のやつ見るか。花のどれだっけ。いやこれ他見れねえのかよ。 これだけ取り違えられたみたいな。違う、
Across the road,
死んだことに
when
さ
my
れたみたい
parents
な。
first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
フローレンスね。
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
これ保存しとこう。で、フローレンス。ちょっと待って、痛い。人差し指ダメだ。で結構出てくるな。
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
死んだことにしてフローレンスが自分の子供にしちゃったみたいな。
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
やっぱさ、なんかこのなんかどれかは別人っぽいよな。そのでもイブちょっと待って、まあ一旦全部見よう。
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess.
まあまあそりゃね、
When I
人の
found
子
her
供
diary, I
を
also
死んだっつって
found
か
a
な。
biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story was in there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand. I guess I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
まあ戦争で夫を亡くしてちょっとやばくなっちゃった感じか。
No, it was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child.
あー、こっちイブなんだ。
Came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
やっぱあれだね。 イブと花がいるわ。なるほど。あと探そうなのはあれか、酒屋っていうか経営してる、これかな、ピーターとスーザンか。あ、ないわ。スーザンあ、ないな。ないんか。あ、まずい。ザラックで出てこない。あ、出てくるんや。
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back.
エリック。
I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. He had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock. That's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't had anything either.
あ、この時点ではまだ分かっ、6月の18だからまだあれか、分かってないのかな。なるほど。
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
うんうんうん。ちょっと待って、名前なんだったっけ。
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday,
エ
he
リッ
didn't
ク
come.
か。エリック結構あるな。
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat.
上司って言った今。
He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
ちょっと待って、これ服装、服装一緒か。18日。あれ、上司なのか。
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
うん。
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so...
俺はご機嫌パンダのビザのカードだけどね。
Instant to get one.
どうでもいいか。
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
ダイアン。また出てきたよ。じゃあ、津田？ダイアン津田？おお、なんかギター持っとるわ。
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
うん
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
ちょっと待って、これさ、メモった方がいいやつか、もしかして。時系列結構大事な気するんだよな。
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
実績のロック解除したんだけど、フェンネルって食べたことある？
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. They get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
難しいですね。
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
あと調べられそうなのなんかあったっけ？いや、2人やとは思うんよな。日記とかで調べてみるか。
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page. When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
うおー今ゾワッてした。これどうやったらクリアなんかな。
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it.
人形の家。
And they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
なんかイブの方はあれだな、なんかちょっとサイコパス味があるっていうか、なんか鏡とかなんか言ってなかったっけ？鏡を見ているようだったみたいな。お、出てきた。
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror.
そういう鏡。
Glass, kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
鏡めっちゃ多いんだよな。13。
His body did not real. His throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And hence his glasses. Has these thick glasses. It doesn't always wear.
メガネかけてたよね。
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. Haven't looked at it since.
こんなもんか。屋根裏とかかな。
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy.
妊娠前の
Reminded
自
me
分。
of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We
こっ
decorated
ち
it as
花
soon
だ
as we
な。
moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there. Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
まあ2人でって言ったよね。まあ花とイブでってことかな。いやこれ髪型コロコロ変えすぎや。
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
人形とか同じの出てきたわ。 なんだろう。母親、母だ。
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though, I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till. It was after dinner. I had spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body.
Oh.
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
なるほど。
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out.
これイブのことやな。
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah.
サラ。
Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
なんか左右対称を嫌っとるよな。これだけか。左右対称とかできないか。これだけか。なんだ？なんだろう。むずいな、普通に。
It's the Rockington Arms.
これはもう良さそうだな。
It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they have sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
これも良さそう。これ消せんのか？消せんのか？なんかそれっぽいワードないかな。日記調べたしな。弁護士とか。お、出てきた。
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
ああ、この時あれやね。冗談じゃないみたいな。なんかこれさ、なんか囚人服っぽいよな。逮捕されてんのかな、すでに。
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
やっぱ開き直ってんだよな。これがあれでしょ？
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
うん。逮捕とか。あれ。お、結構出てきた。これいないし。
Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that.
これあれやな、アメリカンジョークになんかちょっと煽ってる感じやな。アメリカっぽ
Are
い
you
よね。
arresting me? No. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Open this door. This is a nicer room. Is this where you take people when it's time to arrest them?
あ、やっぱ捕まってるっぽいね。捕まって今取り調べ受けてるみたいな感じっぽいね。
Yes. No lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
うん、やっぱ逮捕されてるね。やっぱこのなんか冗談じゃないわって言ってるのが花で、この落ち着いてんのがイブっぽいよね。あとなんだろう。あ、母調べてるけど父調べてねえわ。父じゃねえ。
The thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You could probably check that.
あれか、死体入ってた袋か。
Never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things.
地下室調べたっけ？調べてないな、多分。
Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape. I think it was ours.
うんうん。
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps.
え、
Have a
お
skirt
父さん、
around
お父さんも死んだ
My
の？
dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
彼らっつってるな。お父さんもやられたんか、もしかして。
Must think it's very cool that their dad is a police detective.
え、お父さん刑事？なんか見て言ってたよね、今。
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games.
空想の友達ね。
And that
あ
was my
ー
imaginary friend. Once she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear. She went mad. Get dressed this instant. So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
あー。あれか、花の家でイブが屋根裏部屋にこう潜んで、こうなんていうの、一緒に遊んでて、たまになんか入れ替わって遊んでたりもしたのかな。地下室。進撃やん、地下室。
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
うん。
it happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone.
私たち。
We took him down to the cellar.
あ
We
ー。
had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
うおー、めっちゃ出てきた。やっぱあれだな、なんか確信ついたらなんか誰か出てくるね。クソ怖そうなゲーム。いや、なんか怖いっていうか、なんだろう、別にホラーじゃないんだけど雰囲気はちょっと怖いかもしれない。あー、なるほど。 これはどうしたら終わりなの？物語の核心をついたら終わりなんか、これは全部。なんか複数人で殺したっぽいよね。赤ちゃん。
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
うんうん。てかあれだよね。どんどん出てくる人が濃くなってきてるよね。
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time with Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
でこの BGM が眠くなるんだよな。
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake. Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
うん。
1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring, and my parents
ダ
died
グとエレノは
in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
ちょっと待って。ダグとエレノは何つった？
1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of
一緒に
spring.
暮らして
My
る
parents died in the summer. It was a hot.
間違えた。変換できないんだけど。
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them. I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
ああ、ダグとエレノアはあれか、両親かな？サイモンの方の両親かなこれは。姑って感じかな。
Every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books.
やば
And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
あ、待って、1個飛ばしてた。
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. But he wasn't there. Touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there.
ああ、これあれか、地下室で。
The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you.
ああ。
Don't know.
エレノア。あれ。増えた。
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's always just...
何やっとんねん。何やっとんねん。あとなんだ？ちなみに見てる方は気になることとかないですか？ちょっと登場人物多すぎな結構出てきたもんね。普通にこういうなんか名前じゃない単語も重要な気がするんだよな。あとなんかあったかな。なんだろうな。ちょっとむずいなこれ。 なぜイブのこれ花っぽいんだよね。
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
今見るとこれは自分はイブなのに花って言ったから嘘発見器がみたいな。嘘発見器でも調べてみよう。
Across the road,
これ
where
は
my
いいな。
parents first lived. She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
嘘発見器出てくるかな。これ出てこうかな。わ、出てきた。
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test. I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work?
なんか煽っとる煽っとる描写しかないけど。
My name. That was the only question I failed.
やっぱ間違えてるね。イベやったね。
The lie detector works.
でもこんだけか。あんま新しい情報なかったな。なんだろう。なんだろう。何で一応謎解きにはなんのかな。なんかそのまあ例えばだけど、これ最初この殺人っていうワードだけがこれ検索、もうこの状態で始まったのね、スタート。この状態から始まって、まあこれはなかった。これはなくて、これは俺がクリップしたやつね。この状態から始まって、この映像を見て、で単語をこう検索していって、まあいろんなビデオを見て、話は結構こういうの好きそうだけどな。どうなんだろう。じゃあ一旦原点回帰するか。
Clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
凶器とか撃ってなかったな。凶器撃ってみるか。でもあれだけか。なんだろうな。 エッチなビデオはないです。まあエッチなビデオは好きそうだね。うん。あとガラス会社ってガラスで調べてる。サイモンの結構。
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read.
メガネもなんかさっきね、かけてるかけてないみたいな言ってたよな。
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers.
てかさっきの傷の話も結構なんか意味深だよな。傷も調べて
And the
みる。
Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
顔かよ。傷。お、出てきた。
Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. I mean, to hurt himself? No.
うん。この囚人系結構ね、重要なんだよね。
I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once put my hand on the oven.
やけどの傷が引っかかった。
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first,
Eh?
to put our hands to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye.
Eh?
That night, she had to do the same to me. She almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen.
え、これめっちゃ重要じゃない？
We started our period on the same day. Went on childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
何やっぱ入れ替わってたってこと？入れ替わってなんかもう完璧に同じにしてたみたいな感じ？うーん。うーん。 あとなんだ？何があったっけ？結構もう見たんだよな。あと調べてないの。なんだろう。入れ替わる的な何かを見たいんだけど。いや、わかんないな。
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too.
怪我で調べてみるか。ないか。
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull our harness to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronized anyway. We started our period on the same day.
いやもうこれおかしいよな。生理になるタイミングとか病気のタイミングとか全部一緒って。いくら双子とはいえねえ。なんか調べてないのあったっけな。なんか喉が切り裂かれて死んだみたいな言ってたよな。喉ないか？ない？ひらがなか？あ、出てきた。どうして？彼の喉にってことは喉になんかあれか凶器の破片とかが残っとったんかな。でもなんかあれだよな、なんか話的になんかガラス的なやつっぽいけどどうなんだろ
4, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. He was dead.
おー急にちょっとやめて時系列的には
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
おーめっちゃできた。やっぱあれだね。確信をつくと出てくるね、この男が。赤ちゃんのためみたいなのもこれかな。なんだったっけ。まあ、鏡で調べたら出てくるか。ああ、そういうことか。どれだっけ。あれいやでもないな。あれか13だからもっと先の中。あとなんだろう。なんならもう死とかで調べてみる。なんでしょう。
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body.
すぐ消えるってあれでしょ多分。別人だからってことでしょこれ。消える。おお。消えたんじゃなくて。朝でも調べてみるか。
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking. I guess she's been cooking him his favorite meal. She's his wife. He's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
メガネ検索するの忘れてた。そういや。あれ メガネはあれカタカナ漢字ちょっと統一してください。ひらがなないなちゃんと統一して。なんだっけ、間違えた。
The bruise.
そう、あざだあざ。あと
Bruise. Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. It hurt like hell. The difference is, she's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl.
Carl.
I met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin.
確かに。
Lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
Carl. 結構出てきた。
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15. No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid.
やってんなこいつら。
So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family. Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
おー、妊娠結構あ、待って、これ見てなかった。
Family. So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon. I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room, and they decided we should get married. No, I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
なんかあれじゃない、この流産もさ、入れ替われなくなるからお腹が大きくなったら、それを隠すために意図的にやったんじゃない、これもしかしてイブが。
Yes, I'm fine. I'll ever sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. This morning sickness.
ってことは今のお腹の赤ちゃんはまた別ってことかな。
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
誕生日。ああ、出てきた。
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
やっぱなんか誕生日にあったっぽいな、なんかが。
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
あれか、さっきの鏡の話かな。からあれ誕生日だったんだ、多分。誕生日にちょっと待って、マジでこれややこしいな。まずサイモンが花にあ、いや違うわ。いや、わかんねえ。いや、待って、ちょっとわかんなくなってきた。いや、だから、あれでしょ、ウィッグして変装して、だから、なんか同じ鏡をもらってブチ切れたみたいな。わかんないけど。あとなんだろう。もう彼とか彼女で調べていくかも。ちょっとずるいけど。
No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
うん。
is Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch,
ラプンツェルちょいちょい出てくるよな。
parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince. Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
なんか実績解除したんだけど、何？
She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman.
浮気。
It's okay, because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother. And so it's fine. Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.
ラプンツェル。結構出てくるの。
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
おとぎ話が好きっぽいね。
Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again? We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny paints. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
おとぎ話。
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy.
あれかタトゥー入ってないって言ってないよね。タトゥー入ってんじゃん。
Life isn't a fairy tale.
タトゥーも調べよう。
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale. Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
タトゥー。
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
で、この時多分タトゥーないって言ってたよな。
No, he doesn't have any tattoos.
ほら。
He has a scar down here near his stomach,
ね。
past his hip.
でもこことここ違うんだよ。
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent.
タトゥーがいる、タトゥーある方がイブだね。ってことは。
I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
てから、これ何日だ ?1 日か ?1 日だね。7月1日はイブなんだね。
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously, I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, and that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
あー、これで浮気したんかな。浮気で調べてみるか。結構ある。
An affair? Simon wasn't having an affair. No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon.
そういう感じね。
Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday.
ああ、でもちゃんと辻褄は合わせてるんだね、ここで。うーん。あとなんだろうな。おとぎ話調べたもんな。話話で調べよう。間違えた。
Mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember It's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. Sure? Yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Then I can make sure that I'm there.
だから電話で引っかかったな。電話。なにどんな感じで終わったのか。これなんてなんか見えないこれ。終わったこれもしかして。はい。何も打てないんだけど。打てた。おお、出てきた。君の母さんが。君の母さん、もしかしてこれ息子？サラ？あれなんかサラって名前つけるみたいな言ってたよな。俺調べたよな、確かサラって。ほら。
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his name.
この二人の子供だったんだ。エンディングだ。なんか深い感じだったな。いや、長えな。 終わった。ちょっと多分ちゃんとはクリアしてない気がするんだよな。とりあえずなんかある程度終わったって感じなのかな。いやでも結構なんかゾワってしたな。ああ疲れた。2時間ぐらいやったな。じゃあ終わろうかな。お腹すいたってかご飯食べます。お疲れ様でした。